I'm Samir Malik from Huawei Technologies, and today I am honored to have Ms. Carrie MacGillivray, the Vice President IDC for Telecom Research. Welcome to Huawei Analyst Summit Shenzhen, and thank you for your participation. And I'm looking forward to your expert opinion on the B2B market. These days the B2B is very hot, right?
I think that's a really good question. The carriers right now are faced with a lot of competition on the consumer side, where over-the-top video, decreasing ARPUs, people not necessarily needing their fixed line telephony anymore. The carriers are having to shift their focus to the B2B market, and yet it's a challenge for them to figure out where do they provide additional services from the voice and data services that they've provided historically. The opportunity for the carrier is to provide strategic services like VPN, Ethernet capabilities, security, managed services, hosting, and then you can get into the IoT domain, where the carrier plays a really important role, not only at the connectivity layer for enterprises or B2B, but also for the platform capability and the application enablement that they possibly can provide with their platform. So I think there's a lot of places where the B2B market can actually flourish for the carrier.
But what I feel is when we talk with the operators or tier 1 operators, they always said that tell us something new, right, other than the lease line services or the hosting services, because we're already in the business.
Yeah, I think, again, that's a really good question. I think for the carriers, they need to embrace the cloud capabilities that are provided by public clouds, but also by the private clouds that the enterprises need. They can provide some managed services, hosting capabilities, as well as security layers to help with the security and transport of the data to and from the cloud. It's still going to be a very competitive market, but the B2C market is saturated. The prices are just coming down because demand and competition. But on the B2B side, there's a lot of different places where carriers can differentiate themselves and not only work in isolation, but work with an ecosystem of partners, whether it's software vendors or systems integrators, to bring an integrated solution to these enterprises.
I agree, but another thing what I have noticed is that most of the OTTs, if we talk about the famous in China like Baidu, Alibaba, or US and Amazon, they want to build their own infrastructure. What is your suggestion that how the carriers can meet this challenge from the market?
I think the carriers have to embrace the fact that these OTTs are in the market in a big way, and they're definitely taking market share and mind share in terms of cloud, in the cloud infrastructure. But the carrier plays that important role of providing that secure transport of data, the managed services that might actually need to be enabled to allow that information to be shared with the cloud, as well as hosting capabilities and security and bigger pipes to transport that data. So I still believe that there's lots of opportunity for the carrier in the B2B space.
And then what is your opinion? What you're looking for, the bigger pipe, everything can help to build more B2B services, enterprise services?
On the consumer side, there'll be faster speeds, but for the B2B segment of the market, it's the reliability and the larger pipe and the ability to help remote employees or employees who are in transit all the time to be able to have a reliable, high quality of service. You can see this exemplified in government, in education, in retail, finance, where they need to have reliable connectivity 24/7, 5 nines.
So as you mentioned about the verticals, there's a big potential there, right? That need 24/7 connectivity. So what would you think about, any specific example that really needs attention from carrier and there's a growth potential there?
I think that one area that has huge potential is in healthcare and in remote surgery. When you start to think about the network requirements for remote surgery, 5G is going to play a very important role. When you think of the opportunity for surgeons to remotely operate on patients miles and miles and miles away, they're going to need a reliable, high quality of service, very low latency type of connection, so that they can use the capabilities that they have at their disposal to operate robotic endpoints that are going to be able to give them haptic feedback and be able to actually react to situations during a surgical procedure that are happening in a remote location. Huge opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, I
and it's
appreciate
a
it,
pleasure
Samir.
talking to you.
Yes, thank you,
you.
Samir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.